Hey, everybody. Welcome to What Drives Us, episode 421 for Wednesday, July 21st, 2021. My name is Russell Frost, and I have the good fortune to be your host for this week's adventure into advanced tech mobility and sustainable energy. Look at this panel, all young and vibrant, and not like last week's panel, all grumpy old guys getting together to chew the fat and complain about the good old days. Nope.
Oh, it was a nice retro show last week. Yeah, that was fun. Seeing some of the old gang. That was nice.
The old gang.
Old gang.
They let us out of the home once a year. That's what we did. We wanted to get together, and yeah, it was nice. So, hopefully you watched episode 420, which was very not coincidentally totally devoid of 420 jokes.
I know. Come on. How could you let that go?
It was so easy, Patrick. It was so easy. But nonetheless, let's do some introductions to get this week's show on the road, because we've got a ton of news and a ton of great panelists. Let's go. The man that I've just been speaking with, I think he's wearing a Tesla shirt, which...
Nope, wrong side. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yes, and which doesn't even make sense. I think he drives the Nissan Leaf. Patrick Connor.
Yes, I did drive a Nissan Leaf for 7 years. Yeah, and experienced a little bit of battery degradation. So I hope the Nissan Aria fares a whole lot better. So hello, everybody. Welcome to What Drives Us. It's going to be a fun show. Take it away, Russell.
There we go. Next to him, my friend in Boulder, Colorado, the owner and founder of Boulder Hybrids, Mr. Paul Guzik.
Hey, everybody. My lovely beer sponsor this week is Left Hand Brewing's Good Juju. It's a summer special edition light ginger pale ale. Highly recommended if you're in Colorado.
Well, if there's one thing we all need, it is good juju.
Good juju.
Absolutely. Well, and that young lady is in the only place probably warmer than where I am today. My good friend in Sacramento, California, Georgia McKenzie.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody is staying cool, staying safe, wearing a mask, being 6 feet apart from strangers, because let's face it, have you seen humanity? You want to stay 6 feet away from them. But yes, we are here. It is 97 degrees up there.
Ooh.
But I can safely say I have discovered bladeless fans, and they are life-changing. What the hell? It's magic in a pyramid tower there. So put on that fan, save a little energy.
What blade? What are you buying? Dyson fans?
God, no.
I just
Look to Gucci.
It's a Chison fan.
It's called a Fosun fan, if anything. It's a Polonus bladeless fan, and it was less
Polonus,
than
good stuff. Yeah, no. Polonus makes great stuff.
It is super quiet. It is on right now, and you cannot hear it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I'm writing this down so I can look it up, because I'm a big Polonus fan.
Georgia, that's an idea. Why don't we get the windmill companies to make bladeless windmills for power generation?
Somehow
There are a few out
not
there.
gonna work.
There are, yes. There's one that's just a big stick that wiggles, and that's how it does.
Are you sure?
I'll send you the link. Unfortunately, it goes to a Bezos thing, but it's a great fan.
There you go.
They're not as efficient as the bladed ones, but they work.
True.
Well, sometimes it's not about efficiency. Sometimes. Anyway, that man is our friend in the Mid-Atlantic region, Mr. Supercharger, Kacey Green.
Hey there. So I was on the wrong copy of the stream. I'm putting a link in the chat of the other stream to the correct one. Yeah, it was kind of warm today, but it wasn't as bad as it has been. Air conditioner was able to keep up, and
That's good.
It was a day off. I worked part of the day.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And last and certainly not least, he is. Are you the founder of the Riva?
Yes.
The founder of the Waterloo Region Electric Vehicle Association, and the host of no less than a show that is immensely more popular than this one, The Tesla Life, Mr. Mark Coughlin.
Hello, everyone. And it's just from Kacey's news. I'm now concerned about the dual dimension universe that we have, as we're apparently transmitting from another dimension.
Wow.
Well, it's another stream at the exact same time that I guess didn't pick it up. So I just left a message in that chat saying, "Come over
I
here,
wonder how many
join
of
us."
us are transmitting from that stream as well.
It said one other person was waiting.
Maybe our analogs are more entertaining than we are.
Maybe.
It could be.
It could be.
Episode
go.
421 coming to you from another dimension.
Exactly.
Revenge of the 420.
Well, let's start this episode off with a news story from Mr. Paul Guzik about something that actually could be potentially huge.
Yeah. Read late yesterday that Tesla plans to open up its network of supercharges to other vehicle manufacturers. If they're going to let other people play in their sandbox, that is awesome because they do have a great network. And, I wonder how it's going to work, though. Will they give priority to Tesla people or charge double if you don't own a Tesla? We don't know. But it is encouraging. And maybe what they'll do is they'll increase capacity immensely and open it up, and the more chargers, the more places people can charge, the more people will want to get EVs. So I think it's a great thing. The only negative is it says later this year, but is that real time?
2 weeks.
Or time? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Any of you Tesla guys have any more insight on this announcement?
Yes, we talked about this 2 weeks ago on the show about if Tesla were to roll this out, how we think they should do it. And Mark had a very good idea about there are many. Do you want to say it, Mark, or do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. That depending on what part of the world you're in, Tesla's stations are either underutilized or overutilized. There's not a lot of in between. And so if they roll this out by opening up the underutilized spots first, then you're going to increase your utilization at those stations without causing any problems for the current Tesla owners. So obviously, like, no place in California is going to be shared anytime soon.
Right.
But they are building bigger stations there, like Kettleman City and others, which would allow them to then proliferate and open it up to others. And I don't know how they're going to handle. I mean, Tesla Superchargers have a Tesla connector. No other vehicle has that connector right now. So are they going to install CCS stations, or are they going to have adapters? Lots of open questions still. No, that's for the US. In Europe, I think they do have a standard. I don't know what the name of that. What is it?
CCS?
It's a type 2
It's CCS, isn't it?
It's type 2 CCS.
Type 2 CCS, yeah, which is So that might facilitate that a whole lot easier than it would here in the U.S. So it'll be interesting to see if this spreads and how it happens.
And in China, they have a standard plug too.
It was
Right.
interesting to see that Elon responded back to one of the tweets about this, that he envisions that all countries will be enrolled in this at some point. We had heard that there was going to be some adoption in Europe in 2022, but this is a new announcement that it's going to happen this year, but we don't know what country it will start with. And as mentioned by Patrick and others, the who gets to charge, questionable. It's most likely is going to be newer vehicles that can transmit what they are, what type of vehicle, the VIN number, things of that nature, that they could allow the charge to happen. And certainly I think there's going to be some sort of a question about how fast the vehicle can take a charge. So if it's a first generation Leaf, is that going to be quick enough to be on the Tesla network to accept the charge? Besides the transmission of who they are, there could be a cutoff point for how fast the vehicle can charge, or really how fast it cannot charge. So that type of option may come into play as well.
Yeah, because right now only the Mach-E, the Taycan, and the Teslas identify themselves when they plug in, right? As far as like, hey, I'm vehicle X.
And maybe they'll deploy separate actual charging units at the facility for non-Tesla cars that has a barcode or a phone app or something to activate it.
And we've seen that with their low-speed charging network. The ones at hotels, they'll have 2 Teslas and 1 generic.
Right. So I do want to point out that
for Tesla to become more of a standard, because they kind of really are right now where it comes when people think EVs. But do you think they're kind of wanting more to kind of corner that level of the market as an alternative to just cornering the car market itself, but these peripherals that you're going to need?
It would make sense because these other automakers, they love to have themselves some vendors. And if they can just be like, hey, you can travel around the country, don't worry about it, you're good to go, download this app and you're fine. I don't see them actually having a problem with it, especially if it doesn't just say Tesla across the top, or perhaps if Tesla Energy or however they're a Tesla charging company is somewhat at an arm's length from the Tesla car company.
It won't be.
It won't be, but I mean that might make them more comfortable.
Patrick said, like, there's plenty of Tesla charging centers that I've driven by, and there's no one there. Like Baker City, Oregon, Eastern Oregon. I've driven by that site a few times, and I think I've seen one car there one time, and they have 8 chargers. So if they could open it up to other people, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, cross-country trip 2 years ago. There was no traffic on these chargers until I reached Arizona. So all the way from Ontario to Arizona, I was the only one charging, or there might have been one other vehicle.
Now, of course, the charger in Boulder is like, I think they limit it to 30 minutes because it's so popular now.
Yeah, the only 2 times I've had to wait were when I was towing the trailer, and even then it was only 2 stops out of the 18 runs, and then when I was coming back from evacuating from Hurricane Florence, where I picked up this car, one of the stations at Savannah Airport was down, and so I had a 3-minute wait because it was properly sized, but when one's missing, it's no longer properly sized, so I had a 3-minute wait.
How large is their network compared to everyone else's?
Significantly bigger.
Yes.
Yeah, the only one that's even close is the Electrify America, and it's I don't know, a third of the size, maybe. I'm guessing. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
It is interesting that I think so. I've seen a bunch of different observations about this. Obviously, there's a lot of chatter. Not going to surprise anyone that a lot of Tesla people are pissed off because they don't want a bunch of slugs that didn't buy a Tesla to make them wait at the supercharger. Which, you know what? I don't support that ungenerous attitude, but
if they're in California, I can kind of understand it. If they're not in California, they're just being jerks. Because, like we said, if you look almost entirely, it's empty. Unless it's like in the middle of like Thanksgiving travel or something like that.
But here's the cool thing. Tesla operates and monitors all these charging stations. So they know how much utilization is happening any time of the week. So they could do an analysis and actually pick a group of charging stations that are being underutilized, allow others to charge there, get some profits from that to help manage the expansion or the maintenance or other things that Tesla wants to spend the money on. It's a win-win for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I do want to point out what on May 1st, 2017, on carswithcourse.net, I wrote a story that's titled "Why Tesla's Charging Network Should Become Everybody's." And look at that. It only took them 4 years. And now they're going to
Elon was a little slow on reading the article.
Let's be honest here. I mean, at some point, it's going to be an expensive convenience that electrical vehicle owners are going to participate in. It's going to be a subscription service, and because they're going to turn into something as ubiquitous as a gas station.
That would be awesome to have like this. This is the charging standard. I like Paul's idea of hey, just charge them double, because even at double, it would be less than the competitor stations right now, and they would be in better repair, better availability. Like, hey, this is on the turnpike rather than off the beaten path, and there's only 2 of them.
Let's also look at the future of Tesla, whatever that is, and think that if Tesla owned the largest electric vehicle charging network in the nation and operated it, and it was open to everybody and it maybe could even make some money, doesn't sound like a bad business plan.
Yeah,
I mean, they've already spent all the money to build what they have.
Mhm.
Clearly, it's more than most of their owners use. Mark's trip across the U.S., Kacey's driving around. I mean, there's some that are heavily impacted, but they're in predictable places: Washington, D.C., California, San Francisco, yada, yada, yada. But all the others are relatively unused, which is, yeah. You want to encourage people to get in there and bill and set up some billing.
Yeah, because you get more use out of your equipment that you've put down there that nobody's using. So now you increase the usage. You make a little bit of extra money so you can pay for the electricity. You can pay to put out more stations. It would be a good business division for them to be in. And it also drives with the stated mission that they have of, electrifying the world. So, I mean, put your money where your mouth is, Musk.
Yeah, so Russell, you introduced me as a Leaf driver, and like I said, I was, but the biggest pain for me with that vehicle was the charging network.
Sure,
there was often just one station. The handle was broken, or the card reader was broken. Almost every time I charged at a Chatamo station, there was a phone number there. I'd have to call them, and they would do a remote reset to get it to work. Because I would do all the things I was supposed to do there, and I'm standing out in the rain trying to get it to start charging, and it was just a pain. Now,
one question, Patrick. What year was this?
Oh yeah, this. So I had that car for 7 years, from 2011 to 18.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah.
But when I see reviews of the Mustang and the Volkswagen, I still hear people complain of the same complaints at these new stations that are supposed to be so much newer and more robust, and that they'll say like half the stations were off and half of them were displaying some sort of boot code.
And so that's what's different about Tesla is it's Tesla's network for Tesla's vehicles, and they know that reflects on them, right? Where some other random third-party installer doesn't. They get whatever contract they did with the site, they got paid for that. Where's the maintenance incentive for them? As long as so I mean, most of that is they're getting incentives for the install or payments, and so Tesla on the other hand has skin in the game, more so than third parties.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, let's go to our next story, in which we talk about a new vehicle which will only add more congestion to the electric vehicle charging network. Georgia, give us the good news.
Microphone.
No microphone at all.
There you go.
If you can read lips, Georgia is dead.
All right, let's skip that one and
let's go to the next story, and I'll give Georgia. In fact, let's go to This Week in Tesla with Mark, and we'll come back to Georgia a little later on. Take it away, Mark Coughlin.
A couple of stories that came up this week. The Tesla Semi nears production. So another report indicates that the Tesla Semi is getting closer and closer to production. We know there's been a battery constraint issue, but we also know that a few companies such as Frito-Lay are expecting to receive some of their orders this year. So we're keeping our eye on the situation, but I'm really excited about this. I can hardly wait to start seeing a few battery-powered semis starting to travel the roads of Southern California and beyond. So we'll have to see as that starts to happen. Next, it pains me to say this, Patrick, but it looks like the pace of construction at Giga Texas has bypassed the construction at Giga Berlin, even though Berlin had a 3-month head start.
Now we're neck and neck.
Terra, Texas didn't have any endangered reptiles, angry German astroturfers,
or sleeping ants.
Arsonists. Yes, breeding ants, arsonists.
You're just lucky that the floods that are happening in Germany are nowhere near Berlin. They're hundreds of kilometers away. Otherwise, it could be even worse.
What a disaster at Giga Berlin. But like as Kacey mentioned, between moving the bats and fighting off flames of environmentalists who set fires, It's been horrible. Like, yes, the building's gone up, but the permitting situation, the delays, it's just been crazy. And at this point now, Giga Texas has now surpassed the progress at Giga Berlin. So
I love it because that means I could win 2 bets. So I have a bet with Russell about whether they will sell Cybertrucks before the end of the year, and I have a bet with you on Berlin versus Texas. And Magic 8 Ball says it's looking good for Pat.
There are no Cybertrucks this year. No.
We'll find out.
Well, we still got half a year to go, Russell. So we will see. But another area of interest, we know that full self-driving version 9 was released recently, and we also know that now a subscription service is available for FSD of basically $199 a month US, only available to US residents at this point. But what we also heard was that if you did not have the full self-drive computer, or hardware 3 is what it's also called, that the price of that would be $1,500 to install that actual unit before you could even subscribe to FSD. And what happened this week is that $1,500 price got sliced by a third, so now it's down to $1,000. So if you does this entice you or not? We had an actual poll on the Tesla Life through our Twitter feed, and we asked people if the FSD in pricing for the subscription, $199 a month, if it actually would entice them to purchase and try it out. We had response of over 500 people, and of it, basically 66% said it's not enough, and they would not be subscribing to FSD. And only 1/3 had indicated that they would.
Mark, is the $199 a month-to-month, or is it a lease?
It's a monthly fee that you can stop at any point.
Okay, well that's fair.
Yep.
So if you don't like it, you just stop paying.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you can't if you stop paying, it's not prorated. You finish that month out.
Sure.
Yeah, so you can't just get it for a
But
weekend
you don't
and
have
then
to commit
cancel.
to paying $199 for 5 years.
Exactly. Yep.
And so it works out to be if you're on the $199 tier, because there's actually also a $99 tier if you already had half of the
Enhanced.
features.
Yeah.
Enhanced autopilot. Yeah. So it works out to be 5 years and 2 months, I believe. So basically, anybody on a lease that didn't buy it up front with the lease would be best to consider going on subscription rather than giving lots of 10 to.
Yeah, if you're going to trade in your car after 3 years, definitely.
Right. Yeah. The only difference there is if you buy it, you have it, you own it, you've paid for it, and with a lease, they could change the price later. You don't know.
Do you own it? I mean, that issue is still very much up in the air, is it not?
They say the car owns it.
Yeah, the car owns it.
It doesn't say with the car if the owner. If you sell your car with a $199 FSD subscription.
No. If you've purchased the package,
okay,
the car owns it.
With 10,000. Yeah, as long as it doesn't go back through Tesla.
Right. If it goes back through Tesla, then Tesla cleans it out.
They can do whatever they want when they resell it. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you
sell
go
to Ford or Chevy,
CarMax or
your
whatever.
mom,
private sale, it stays with the car.
Now,
Exactly.
I thought they had turned a couple people off, though.
Because it went back
third-party
through Tesla.
sellers.
Yeah, like either they bought it from Tesla at auction, or it went in for a repair, and Tesla saw it didn't have an owner for the duration of that repair, and they took it off.
Is there reasoning for that?
More money.
Mo money.
Well, I mean, I get it. Like, it's easy to say, but I mean, does Tesla said like, hey, when you buy a Tesla from us through us, if it had something, you're just not going to have it. You're buying a stripped down Tesla.
Theoretically, you don't know that because you just bought it from Tesla. You didn't buy it from an owner that could tell you that I had this and that on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll turn it on cars that didn't have it, or cars that did have it, they'll leave it on as an incentive to move used cars.
Correct.
At the end of the quarter.
Yeah. So sometimes those options remain on the car to become an incentive. Absolutely.
Or hey, this is too much. I can save you $10,000 right now. I'm going to change this configuration real quick on the computer, and now all of a sudden that used car is cheaper.
And that's happened?
It has happened. In fact, when I was searching for this Model X, they offered me a car that didn't have FSD to save me. At the time, it was $8,000. And so I was like, well, why would I go from AP1 to AP0? That's stupid.
The cool thing now is that it's an option. If you want to lease it, like, okay, summer's here, we're going to take road trips. Let's buy it for 3 months and then turn it off for the rest of the year because I'm just commuting and I don't need it. Great. Now you have that option.
Or if you do use it, but you go on a 3-month vacation to Europe, well, nobody's driving the car now, so why pay for it?
Right. No, I mean, I get that, and I think the subscription thing is a great idea. It does.
But it wasn't more expensive.
So I'll just say this, and I know that I'll be roundly shouted down by at least 3 people here.
Okay, drink.
Get ready to drink, motherfuckers. Of course. Yeah, in what was it, 2016, when Elon said that every Tesla coming off the line has everything you need for full self-driving. Hey, guess what? If you need full self-driving and you have an older Tesla, you're going to cough up $1,000 for updated hardware.
But at the same time, when I bought mine, it said they had caveated that a little bit further by the time I bought mine 2 years later. They said, hey, if you give us the money now and it doesn't have what it needs for full self-driving, say it needs a computer or a camera or a radar, then we will upgrade you that at no extra charge.
Right. That was always part of the deal. Is if you bought FSD,
that
and computer upgrades were needed, that you would get them for free.
Yeah, and then the implication on the other side of that was that if I didn't pay and I did it later, then I might have to pay for the upgrade before I pay for the software, which in this case with the subscription, they're making good on that threat.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. So, are they going to give you $1,000 worth of hardware and work for a 1 month subscription? I mean, that's.
I'm sorry. I'm not asking Tesla to give anybody anything for free. I just think that when the person, the engineer, the CEO, the techno king says that all these cars have everything you need, that we can take that person at their word.
I think the best way for them to have handled this would have been to do like the cell phone companies and be like, hey, it's going to be this much to upgrade now if you want to be month to month. It's going to be $1,000 plus the $299, $199, whatever. Or you have to subscribe for 8 months and it still has everything you need now.
I get it. No, that's cool. Let's move on. I'm sorry, Mark, please.
One more thing. If you're interested in FSD and version 9 that just came out, we just did an interview with Raphael of Teslatino. On the Tesla Life channel. Feel free to click and watch. He had some interesting some insights and explained to us some of the differences that he's seen in the new system.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's a great member of the community. Yeah, awesome dude. Check it out, definitely.
Do that.
Georgia's back in the backstage.
Oh, is she? Okay. My phone just started ringing, so I assume so. Hey, there's Georgia. Mark, is that it? I'm sorry.
That's it.
Hey, well, thank you. Do visit Mark at the Tesla Life on Twitter. Follow him and do subscribe to his show. Look for the Tesla Life with the shiny red logo on YouTube. Subscribe there, and you'll get the best Tesla news you can get. Way better than that loser at Electrek.
Hey, throwing shade at Fred.
Those of you who know why I said that understand why I said that. Yeah, he's not getting his Roadster now. Nope. No Roadster for Fred.
If he doesn't, Elon won't hear his screams.
Exactly why Elon blocked him. Georgia. Hey, Georgia.
Hey.
Hey, we can hear you.
We
Yay.
hear you.
I don't know. I think it's the heat. I think the computer just said, fuck it. It's like, I've been up since 8 o'clock. I've been working. I don't want to do this show. Peace. So that's what the audio said.
I can't blame him. Do you want to pick up with the GM story?
Yeah, let's go on ahead and talk about, well, NASDAQ is saying there are rumors that GM is looking to add a third e-truck to the market. Third pickup truck. There is, let's be honest here, it's a rumor. It's very scant on the details. Things like price, timing.
Can you tell me?
What's the model?
We know they have the Hummer. What's the second one?
Silverado.
Isn't this one about the Silverado?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so what's this one?
They don't know. They suspect it might be the part of the Sierra. They do. It should be a new full-size truck. So it's curious that this is now a new rumor in the market. Granted, to me, even though this is from NASDAQ, let's consider this to be a very high-end Weekly World News article. It can happen. It might not happen.
I'm not real familiar with GM's truck models.
Well,
so
the Sierra and the Silverado are already badge clones, so this would be really easy for them to do if it is the Sierra.
So what's the difference between the two besides the badge?
The interior of the Sierra, the interior of the Sierra is going to be a little more luxury, and it might have a little more off-road capability, different engines. That's
probably just a few $1,000s and a little bit more leather and stuff in the seats.
It's the Land Cruiser
plush.
And the Lexus LX.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I wonder if perhaps they'll use the same
advanced trim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if perhaps they'll use the frame from the Hummer and just remove the crab walk and all the extra and just make that the Silverado and then just add some of the extra stuff back, like the wood trim and whatnot, and then that's the Sierra.
In Warcraft, we call that theory crafting, and right now we are theory crafting what that mysterious third truck could be. So all I'm going to say is, you know what? It's going to bring in ponies. We don't know what the hell it's going to be. Neither does NASDAQ. But for some strange reason, the stock market runs on rumors. So always remember, babies.
Gotta get an edge, man. You got any more of those edges?
Yeah, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. We don't know, but it seems like it's a solid bet. And the future is electric where it comes to trucks. So we'll see what happens.
At least the Ford Lightning, they had like some specs, some pictures, some features. You know,
because I haven't even heard details about the Silverado, and now there are already rumors about the next one. We don't even.
They dropped some hints on the Silverado right before the Lightning launch. That way they wouldn't be left in the dust.
This is sounding a lot like I have a girlfriend too. She's just in Canada.
Right, you don't know her. You haven't met her. She goes to a different school, but
that's right. She's 2 towns over.
She's better than your girlfriend.
That's right. She's a model. No, you can't meet her.
She's busy. She's walking the runway in France.
Okay. Well, at least GM is not working with some other company releasing the Badger or something like that. So this is.
But they're doing that too.
I thought that was dumped. That one's dead, right?
That is dead. Yes.
It is dead? Okay.
Is it completely?
They're still doing the semi, though.
Yeah, it's done.
Allegedly still doing the semi?
Oh, it's the Nikola GM.
Yeah.
The Nikola GM? Well, the cool thing, there's also something, there's an electric Ram pickup that's supposed to be coming out around 2024. But
it's an e-muscle. It's not electric. It's an e-muscle.
E-muscle?
E-muscle is how Ram would like you to describe it.
Stellantis did a whole bunch of really awful marketing, Georgia, and they came up with stupid taglines for everything they make.
E-muscle.
Yeah,
I
you
was
just don't even
really
want
hoping for the E-Hemi.
That sounds like something you buy over at Good Vibes. That's all I'm going to say.
No, it'd be the Hem-E.
There you go.
There you go.
That got a Hem-E in it.
It sounds a lot more like something you'll buy. Russell will deliver to you. The Hem-E.
If you get the money, I might.
Or something you get at a fabric store. I'm getting a Hem-E.
But what I do find interesting about this, though, is just that the mere rumor of it perhaps having a third truck model is actually something that's of interest to the stock market. So I think this basically says that all the big old fogies of car manufacturing,
legacy
are
automotive.
old people. They are fully on board with that electric car future. So they're going to be
issuing rumors and press releases.
Yeah.
At least if they use it to get up the stock price, they can't do it too often without producing something. Now, are we going to get 3? We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, Weekly World News, but just with Brooks Brothers suits. Other than that, it's actually a good thing. It's a good thing to see that being able to put it out there to salt the market a little bit, and
make yourself look like you're really doing something is a good PR move. The fact that we've changed that much, we'll see what's going to happen, but that's actually a good change. It's a sea change in the industry, and that's important to pay attention to.
I totally agree. And they're putting their real brands behind it, not just doing some one-off compliance thing. But I mean, we're seeing it's F-150 and it's the Hummer and it's a Sierra, Silverado. I mean, these are their real brands. So it's
and they're not partnering with startups who are going to reimagine the car. Like, you know, we're going to do something so different. It's going to fly this time. We swear.
Yes.
You brought up the press releases. I mean, Volkswagen, didn't they do like 100 press releases in 2019, 2018?
Mm-hmm. How many times did we see their wagon? Which is still not an actual product.
So last Sunday, I showed
Cybertruck. Oh, sorry.
You mean the one that's coming out this year, Russell? Obviously.
Last Sunday, I showed spy shots of the Volkswagen bus prototype as a cargo van.
Yeah, and it was not looking like the VW bus that we saw.
It did not, no.
Unveiled to us as the new electric, 200 kilowatt bus. It was nowhere near that.
Just the headlights. That's as close as they get.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they're going to strap some batteries to a cardboard cutout and pretend it's the new model coming.
This is why we hate concept vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have big, long discussions about them, and it turns out, we were just kidding about all that.
Look, nothing like what we talked about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Oda. Do you like concept vehicles?
Yeah.
Speaking of Volkswagen.
Speaking of Volkswagen, let's go to Kacey Green for a story about Volkswagen.
Yes. So they're on the right track with this electric car thing. They sold 171,000 battery electric vehicles this year.
So how many?
That's a big number.
That's really good.
That's a big number. That's through May.
It's a big number, but Volkswagen makes 9.3 million vehicles a year, so I don't want to that are mostly not electric. So I don't want to cheer too loud. But
not too loud. Just a little pat on the back.
I want to cheer loud.
What was there any data on how many of their 9 million vehicles were diesels?
Oh,
kitty.
Right,
not on the report that I had.
You're getting brutal over
They
there.
say we made more EVs than diesels.
That's what they need to say, yes, and they did not say that.
That would be something to cheer about.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had 37,000 Volkswagen ID4s, 31,000 ID3s, 25,000 e-trons, including the Sportback, and 19,000 Taycans, including the Cross Turismo, and 17,000 e-ups. I thought the e-up was canceled.
Yeah, maybe they're just getting rid of what they had in stock.
It's Fred, you know what I mean? The math may not be good.
This is true.
Just saying.
Hey, you
what?
got a name for Fred tonight?
No, I don't. No, wait.
More than usual.
Tonight?
Okay.
Really?
The guy's a paid shill. Okay, that's all he is. He's not a journalist. He's never been a journalist.
He never claimed to be a journalist.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. He didn't really claim, sort of, but wow. So no big deal that Elon blocked him, right?
I'm gonna stay out of all of that.
Yeah,
that's between them. I don't know why. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's. Yeah. I the cattail is totally distracting me. I'm sorry, George.
Those EVs need an air purifier to make up for those emissions. Yeah, it's kind of like how Microsoft is undoing all of their emissions ever. That's a good start. Yes.
He's just in a mood tonight. I guess Odo really is interested in the Volkswagen story.
It's like an applause meter or something. I don't even know. Like,
is that Odo from DS9?
It's actually Odoroki because he's a nosy detective. But it does count because Odo was also a nosy detective.
That's true.
He was too.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow. Very nice.
Oh my God, it's too hot for you.
It's like she's like, you need a boa.
Yeah. It's way too hot. Well, let's go to Patrick, who has a story about another company that makes electric cars.
Right. Yeah.
Some.
So this one's okay. So this comes to us from Clean Technica, And it has a long-ass title. Ford Mustang Mach-E buyer shares horrible dealership experience, extreme price markups, random $1,000 dealership fee, and enraged salespeople.
You sure that's not the article?
Yeah, exactly. That's the longest title I've ever seen.
It scrolls on my screen. And I've got a widescreen.
So if anybody ever tells you that the dealerships are really there for the customers and they're what make car vehicle ownership a great experience, lies. This guy's got 5 main points to this horrible experience that he had. The first one is that you reserve the car online and then you pick which dealership you want it delivered to, but you don't actually get to pay through this online reservation. You're just reserving it. And then the dealership gets to set the price, the dealership that you have it delivered to. And so you don't actually, when you reserve it, know what you're going to be paying. And then the vehicle had there's a lot of people who want them, and there is a long wait for them. And that's just what's happening in the car industry right now for everybody because chip shortages So the dealerships are taking advantages of this in some places, and we're upselling, had a markup of $10,000 or $12,000, which is just a ridiculous markup. And then here's a term I hadn't heard before. So Ford will deliver some vehicles to dealerships that they want them there for test drives. And so the dealership can't sell them for 4 months. And during this 4 months, they're called mannequins. And oh yeah, okay, so yeah, some you might have heard it. I hadn't before. And so he was calling around trying to find, saying, here's what I've reserved. Do you have one like that in stock? Or if you get one like that in stock because someone refuses to take delivery or whatever, please call me. And so multiple times he'd call these places and they'd say, yeah, we have one. And then he'd go there and they said, well, you can test drive it. It's and he would specifically ask if it was for sale. He didn't just want to test drive. He's already done test drives. He knows that's the vehicle he wants. So dealership after dealership jerked him around and told him it was for sale when it wasn't, just to try to get him in there.
It is for sale in 4 months.
Yeah, right.
If you sell it early, you pay a huge penalty.
Yeah. So this is just some of the stuff that he went through. The one that I found particularly frustrating was when they finally had a car for him. He said, okay, tell me exactly what it's going to cost when I go out the door so that I can have that amount of money ready. And then when he got there, it was $2,000 more than that. But that already had paperwork fees and other fees on there. They just threw in this extra $2,000. And then he started asking questions about why, because we already went through all the fees. And so then they were like, oh, that's a paperwork fee. And he's like, no, right here it says there's a paperwork fee for $700. So what's that one? And they were like, oh, I guess that was just a mistake. We'll waive it. So, I mean, it was obviously just some, them trying to get more money out of him. And then they tried to push him for a warranty, even though the battery has an 8-year warranty. They tried to push him for a maintenance plan, even though he's like, it's an EV. All I need to do is, I've read the manual. It says you have to rotate the tires and get an air filter that's $10. I don't need to pay $4,000 for a maintenance fee or whatever the amount was. So, and here's the last one. So this one particularly matters for EVs. If you lease an EV, you don't get the tax credit. The person who owns the car gets the tax credit, and they can use that to give you a lower lease payment. But they
don't.
Right. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Yeah. Ooh. But besides the point, so because Ford knew this, that a lot of people like to lease vehicles, so that the lease payment is typically lower than a loan payment, they made something called an option plan, which is something that they're rolling out with this Mach-E. And he said, I want to do this because it gives you a low payment like a lease, but at the end, there's a balloon payment, which you can then trade the car in on that residual value if you want to get rid of it, or you can decide to finance that balloon payment. So it kind of gives you the low payments of a lease, but then it also gives you the ability to be the owner and get the tax credit. So he was like, I want to do the option plan. And he told the salesperson, I want to do the option plan. She confirmed with the finance guy, yes, we have this option plan and you can do it. Then when he gets there, the finance guy says, oh, I looked at it and it's the same as the lease. So here's the lease paperwork. Just sign this. And he had to fight with him to get the option plan. In fact, he had to leave and come back the next day. And then the finance guy was all ticked off at him and had an attitude about it. And so, yeah, he just went on and on about this horrible experience and how this is not really going to work if you can't reserve it with a known price online. You instead have to get jerked around by this just to get a vehicle. It makes it. Why would anybody want to do this? It's horrible.
So my dad saw me do the purchase on the Model X, where I did the reservation, I picked out what I wanted, I got a final price, and then I had to go to my credit union and get the cash. So he saw the Mustang Mach-E come out, and he's like, "Oh, I want to reserve the Mach-E." So he did, and then they sent him to a dealership, and then they said, "Oh yeah, we're not going to guarantee the price that Ford told you. Oh yeah, we're not going to guarantee when it comes in or anything." And he got so pissed off with it, he canceled it, and he went and bought Chevy.
Can we agree that all car dealers suck?
As a former car dealer,
I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
I said as a former car dealer,
Some
yeah.
used car dealers are okay.
Yeah,
Some used car dealers are okay. There we go. Thank you. That's Boulder Hybrids, folks, at boulderh.com. I mean, I'm not defending any of this because it's all disgusting. But it's so common, whether you're going to go buy a RAV4 Prime or whether in 2005 you were waiting 6 months to buy a Prius from a Toyota dealer, or you're going to buy a new Corvette and they're $50,000 over because Chevy hasn't. I mean, car dealers are bastards. And Tesla hasn't yet validated their option because, frankly, their service is very well known to be horrible as well. So,
well, it's service, not delivery. But yeah, you're right. Tesla hasn't really validated their model yet. I was hoping they would, and I think it'd be great if they were awesome front to back. Wow, would we have some compelling arguments to change a lot of state laws to get rid of these franchise dealers? But honestly, Tesla's just a different shit show.
Entirely different set of frustrations.
Yeah, fine. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the store isn't jacking the price necessarily, but the price can change while your reservation is there, as we've seen a lot of Tesla owners complain. What? Even our friend Lambert.
Oh, you were on vacation when your car was scheduled to be delivered? Oh, somebody else gets it. You got to wait 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to point out that I wasn't the one that took this Ford story and made it about Tesla, even though I'm wearing the shirt.
Oh no! I totally. I'm not making it about Tesla. I guess my point is that no one yet to date has made selling cars, except for my friend Paul. Okay, my friend. I negotiated the deal online via email. We agreed on a price. I flew to Colorado. I drove the car back. It was seamless. So
there wasn't a $4,000 markup when you got there.
No,
awesome.
And I mean, and I was the guy complaining just a couple of weeks ago about going to buy motorcycles and how all the motorcyclists are doing the exact same thing. Oh, increased costs and COVID and blah 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 blah. And
now this buy the extended warranty, or your car's going to fall apart.
Yeah,
it's just it's like it's a gouge fest, and that's what irritates me about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree, JT. JT says we need more like Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Is anybody drunk yet in the chat room? Just curious, because I'm not. Anyway, I'm sorry.
All right.
I didn't mean to shut that topic down. Mark looks like he's holding something back.
No.
No? Okay.
All right, we beat that horse.
He has to be holding something back.
We got time for one more.
That's all I got then.
New car dealers suck. We all
Yeah, and most car dealers are awful.
Show title.
I
That's
think
gonna be great for the advertising.
most car dealers
Derek says his vision is blurry. Does that count?
should be killed. slowly.
Wow. Wait for nobody to ever see this.
Yeah, that'd be bad, huh? Oh, okay,
Yeah, that would
we
be very
won't do
bad.
that. Okay, then we won't threaten violence. Let's do some shout outs and go home, folks.
Aw.
I'm feeling like we've achieved something today, and I'm confident in that achievement. Speaking of confident in my achievement, Kacey Green, tell me what's new and exciting on your YouTube channel.
Well, I've been doing Sunday streams, and that was fun, and I'm gonna keep doing that. And I've got a deep dive video of the current software, which is old now, coming out shortly. It's on my editing deck. I just need to make it shorter because right now it's an hour, and that's too long. Yeah, so you'll find that at youtube.com/Kacey Green.
There we go. Go to Kacey's channel, subscribe, and definitely keep up with what's going on there. Mark Coughlin.
I would like to ask you, the viewer, if you're still with us, why have you not pressed that thumbs up button? We really need your help. That helps us. Please do so. And if you haven't subscribed, the price is not getting any cheaper, so you may as well subscribe right now. And if you want to follow us on What Drives Us, we're on all the socials. All you have to do is look up What Drives Us, and we're there. So click thumbs up, follow, subscribe, and we would really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Speaking of the price of subscription, if you are interested in becoming a member, you can click that join button down below, and then that'll give you some exclusive features, and it will help us out with stuff like paying for this streaming service.
It's hookers and blow. I mean, it's new microphones. Yeah, new microphones, because no one here. Yeah, no. I was trying to work in an Eric Clapton insult, and I was this close, and I just couldn't.
I think being Eric Clapton is enough of an insult.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Mr. Paul Guzik, what's going on at the only good car dealer in America?
Well, actually, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to the Chevy Bolt EV story.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that one.
Because I heard another press release today that I just wanted to share with everybody, and I'm going to share it anyway.
Go ahead.
Share it anyway, Paul. Go for it.
Chevy is rebranding the Bolt EV.
Oh,
They're going to call it the Chevy Blazer. But seriously, if you're in Colorado, check us out. BoulderHC.com if you need your EV or hybrid repaired, or Boulder H if you're looking for a used vehicle. Unfortunately, inventory is tight right now. I don't have a whole lot for sale, but best advice I can give you, if you don't need a car right now, just wait a couple more months. Stuff is starting to show up, but now's not the best time to buy a car, new or used.
We've been looking in my house at maybe updating a Prius to something a little newer, a little more new electronic safety features. And it's like, no, this is not the year to buy a car. New or used. It's too ugly out there.
It's low supply, high demand.
Yeah.
That just means high prices
Yeah.
and frustration.
And paying more than you should pay. The value proposition is really been damaged this year. And that's a shame.
JT24 says, not the Chevy Spark.
Yeah.
That's what started the Blazer.
No! There we go.
That's actually what my dad got. He bought the Blazer.
Okay.
Let's go to my friend Patrick Connor. What's going on, Patrick?
Hello. You can find my writings at carswithcords.net, and where I write about my EV and renewable energy fun. And we just had a big milestone here in the household. We crossed the 100 kilowatt hour mark, or 100,000 kilowatt hour mark, I should say. So that's enough to power most homes for like 9 or 10 years. And that's how much solar we've produced. Yeah, look at the sun coming in there. See,
Yeah. I'm ascending to heaven as the show ends. So
I like the God rays like framing Russell right now.
It's the rapture.
He's going to part something.
it's the rapture, which would definitely not include me. Okay, let's just be clear about that.
Okay, and besides my blog, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Patrick. And last and certainly not least, My even warmer friend, Georgia McKenzie. It's only 91 here, so that's why I keep focusing on that.
It's getting cooler. We're heading down. We're finally down to 92. So I'm only a degree warmer.
There you go.
It's practically chilly out here now.
It's comparatively
Yeah,
chilly. Yeah.
we're headed into a week where it's going to be 100 degrees over. So let me delude myself so I can live here sanely. We'd like to thank you for hanging out with us for this show. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Your individual likes help boost the individual shows so people know that people like this content, and your subscription lets YouTube know that, hey, people really like this content to the point where they like the whole genre. So don't forget to do both things, the individual likes per show and subscribe. And while you're at it, bounce on over to Kacey's channel. That's Kacey Green's channel. Get his takes on technology. He's the one who's going to be testing those superchargers for you. Whenever, as Tesla tries to become the ubiquitous charger for all EVs. And also, we got the Tesla Life. We got Mark over there researching all this crap because I'm not going to do it. I don't have the attention span. I'm like a gerbil with caffeine. That's why Mark exists. This is why we listen to him. So go on ahead, hit like and subscribe for the Tesla Life. And while you're at it, in the middle of absorbing all this great content, stay safe, mask up. You know why? Because COVID is just varianting like a boss. We are talking reproductive efforts that would make rabbits proud and a little bit tired. So get vaccinated, wear a mask, wash your hands, social distancing, and you there in the gym. I know what you're doing. I work out right next to you. Would you wipe down the damn free weights, you lazy SOBs? Stay safe, everybody. Bouncing back to Russell.
Thank you very much, Georgia McKenzie. As always, I want to thank Michael Mannering for his theme music. Visit him at manthing.com. Buy something, anything. Manthing.com. Michael Mannering, you can buy him anywhere on any of your favorite music apps. I want to thank Georgia McKenzie, Paul Guzik, Patrick Connor, Kacey Green, and of course, Mark Coughlin for being such an excellent panel this week, even if they're wrong about everything and I'm right. I'm sorry.
What I just said did his best panel work there.
What I just said only applies to Patrick Connor. He's wrong about everything. I'm right.
Oh, jeez.
It sounds like another betting show.
It's not. If we had some sort of escrow service to monitor these bets, they'd be great, but we don't.
No,
anyway.
We want something useful. I want to see Russell in a bunny outfit. Him in a bunny onesie when he loses a bet. This is what I want to see.
Well, either Mark or Patrick's got a spreadsheet somewhere.
That is not the kink I would have put you down for, Georgia, if somebody had said, what do you think Georgia's into?
Furries.
Like fat old guys in bunny suits. Yeah, no,
actually, I am very into furry animals.
The humiliation
not furries, but yeah, but definitely. Let's make Russell do something he would not like to do. I would say bunny outfit or one of those dinosaur outfits.
Oh, the dinosaur outfit I'd wear just for the hell of it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it makes him happy, no dinosaur outfit.
Right. That was now off the table.
Okay, back to the bunny outfit, which is only going to happen in the winter because they're cold. Anyway, thanks to all of you. You folks are the reason we do this show. So tune in next week and find out what drives us. Thank you, Kacey Green.
Stay positive.
Thanks to the audience.
See you, folks.
All right.